Katrina, congratulations on the end of this phenomenal show. I have to say, it's
Thank
been
you.
such an honor and like a privilege to watch you guys as artists create this like love story that is not responsible for only entertaining people and traumatizing them, but also bringing together such a huge community in the world and spreading love. And
And
I
many
think that,
babies too.
oh, let's, I mean, we love love, guys.
Sorry, I had to bring it there.
Yeah, thank you.
No,
That
it's
the
been
real Outlander
amazing.
effect. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Okay, so tell me, what was it like watching the finale?
Um, I mean, it's hard to I process it. I've only seen it once and I just saw it 2 days ago.
Okay.
And I think it's hard to, you know, sort of assemble your feelings when you're first of all kind of just watching it and being like, oh, that's what's in there, like that's what was done or that's how it's gone. I would have loved to have had more time to process it before I talk to people, but I think it's going to be a very emotional and very heartfelt tribute to this couple, and I hope
Yeah.
the audiences feel that.
Yeah, I love the finale. I love a happy ending. I didn't need more trauma and negativity in my life. So it did make me happy. Claire has very gray hair or white hair. I was like, "Oh." I was like, "Jamie's gonna have to level up to her." I have to be honest.
I know.
So did you watch it alone and did you cry at that? Because that montage took me out, like of when it went back in time and just did the retrospective of all this beautiful work that you did.
Montage,
Mon
montage.
We love a montage.
Um, I, I, yes, I watched it alone because I just got sent it. I'm here doing press, and I
Yeah.
got sent it the other evening, and I'm sort of doing stuff. So, at the end of my day on Tuesday, I guess I watched it on my computer in a tiny little size like this because that's how I got sent it. Um, did I cry? Yeah, I got very emotional. I think
It's
it's
like,
just also because it's the last time,
yeah,
it's the last one. Yeah.
it's the last
I'm
one.
I'm getting emotional all day today. It's
I know,
very
I
odd.
know. So you
I
will
thought
have
I
to
was
cry in
past.
this
I thought I was
interview.
done it.
You will have to cry in this interview. Okay, so I want to talk. You had a few like different rap scenes. Which one was the hardest for you when you guys were lying in bed talking about the bees? That's what I call it. Or was it harder to do like when Jamie's dying in your arms, which is such a phenomenal like. I mean, Claire's action in the finale is one of my favorite episodes for you.
I think filming the bees was harder. Like I think emotionally, I mean they both had it's different challenges. I think the bee scene was just so sweet, but it was our last day, and I've talked about this before, but that scene just the more you say it, it just kept having this deeper resonance. And the studio was filling up, and it felt like there was so many people there, and it was really hard to get through that. The other stuff was more challenging for a different reason. It was more challenging because I didn't know if obviously it's a very emotional and you have to bring all of that to it. And for me personally, as an actor, I I kind of need to understand something thoroughly to be able to give everything to it. And I pride myself in doing that. And there was, things were shifting in parts of the narrative of what my
Yeah.
storyline had been, and previous episodes are being changed. So it was just challenging in that way. And I will have to say I had a really tough day on set, and Sam was the one who, like, because I think it's also you put all of this pressure on things and you want it to be so good, and it's our last season and you do all this stuff to yourself, and then you're like all
Yeah.
wound up. And I remember Sam coming to me and like just letting me have a big ball, and
Oh.
he just was very reassuring, and we went back and we finished the scene, and it was like perfect, or well, not perfect, but you know what I
It
mean.
was perfect. It was
It
perfect.
worked for
It worked
whatever we
very well.
needed to do.
Which one was
So
that? The bee scene in bed, or was it the exhausting one? The
the bee scene in bed. But no,
okay.
this one, no, the one I'm just talking about was the him dying on a rock.
Oh my gosh. That was long. I have to say you've been crying for 12 years, girl.
I
I
really
want you
am.
to enter your happy era. Um, so, because the finale ended on this like sort of hopeful note, I know we had talked about no one's talked to you about like the future in an Outlander movie. I gotta be honest, like if there's no Outlander movie, are you okay with that? Like, do you like this ending?
I mean, I think it's like they're together, right? And that to
Hmm.
me is like the perfect thing. Whatever it is, whatever they do, it's that they're supposed to be together.
Yeah. It's
So,
like Jack and Rose fit on that door.
Romeo and Juliet, Jack
Exactly.
and Rose,
Exactly. Romeo and
Claire
Juliet
and
are friends.
Jamie.
Exactly. You guys win, though, I have to say. What would your ideal ending have been? And did Diana ever tell you about hers? Because she told me the reason she didn't tell you is because you didn't ask her,
Maybe, maybe.
which sounded like
Um,
you.
I'm not like Diana's an artist, you
Yeah.
know. This series, her series, her book series predates us. I think that her creative well is sacrosanct, and you do not pry in the genius of Diana. I'm very excited to read when her new book comes out, and I will know then. But like, I
Yeah.
don't want to sort of. I'm never somebody who skips to the end of the book before you read the whole thing. Like, that's
No,
not just who I am.
you need the
I go
journey.
on the journey. I want to be on the journey. It's different if you're like in the journey yourself. Like then I kind of want to know a bit like what I'm going to be doing. But
Yeah. I mean,
no,
listen,
in
book 10,
terms,
maybe it's a movie. I don't know. You'll decide.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, okay, so what I really want to talk about is this show was built on a strong woman. It's in the between the pages of the book. It's in every beat of the show. I think it's why people fell in love with watching these two people fall in love. And it is a love story that is built on equality. Um,
Hmm.
this season, I know there was definitely some frustration for me as a viewer and probably for you as an artist in that Claire didn't have as prominent a storyline for a chunk of episodes. But last night when I was watching your first episode, Sassenach, the scene that the entire audience came alive in was when Claire was fixing his shoulder and swearing at all the Highlanders. And to me, I was like, this is what where the love story is with this show, this like amazing woman, because we don't get to see a lot of stories like that. So, what I want to talk about is your legacy. You are Claire Fraser, this amazing, strong woman who, like, honestly, I would go on a road trip with her. She'd be my ride or die. So I want to talk about the three or few kind of life-changing scenes that you did as Claire that changed you. And one of them, I believe, and you can correct me, is if we go back to the earlier phase, is faith. I thought
Hmm.
your work in that was so beautiful. And tell me how you have changed from an actress back then to who you are now when you were doing your last scene. How have you changed? What have you learned? What was your favorite part about faith? You can, whatever you want to say there.
I've gotten old. No, yes, faith was I guess it will always be a moment that I found a different way of connecting to something.
Mhm.
Um, the script was so beautiful. Tony Graffia did an incredible job on that script. And, where we were shooting affected me in a really deep way. And I think prior to that, I just didn't have the experience, and I think I used to have to really work hard, like to get into an emotional space, and I would be like using the music and using the things, and I would just be like, oh. And I think it's the first time I was just, I don't know, there was something about the history of the place. There was something about, that I just became very aware that like hundreds of women had probably come into this space and like grieved and prayed and like put their pain sort of
Mhm.
somewhere.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I think as an artist, as an actor, whatever, I think what you really wanting to hope for is that you can like just open yourself enough to accept
Yeah.
in a, a I don't know, a feeling, an emotion, something,
Yeah.
and that you're not trying to force it. And I guess it was the first time that I found myself able to just be open to stuff.
Okay.
Um, and that was like a very big shift. And like, it's not always easy and sometimes things affect you more than others, but that was a big shift in sort of how I approached my work.
Yeah.
And, that's the beauty of Outlander. It's that I have, been given these incredible opportunities season after season after season to, challenge myself, to stretch myself as an actor. I would say, oh, what was that? I think it was the end of season 5 where we did that kind of like weird 60s trippy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Never my
that was
love.
another
Yep.
one where I don't know, I think that was also like something that was very creatively fulfilling, and I found like I was able to find another layer, even if it was just for myself.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know, and then like, this season I got to direct, and that was like it's a very different type of using
Ex-
my mind and my
Yeah.
creativity and all of that, but it was so, it meant such a huge amount to me, and being given the opportunity to do that meant a huge amount to me.
Yeah.
And it was such a kind of high point as well for me as a director, but also as an actor. Like that's a great
Yeah.
like episode for Claire too. So yeah.
Yeah. So we only have time for like one more question, they said, but I'm doing two. Sorry. That's just who I am. I was going to say this season also officially made you a triple threat or a hat trick, as they say in sports. Actress, executive producer, and director. The first three episodes of the season were fantastic for me. Like, I really enjoyed it. I love the episode you directed. And
Thank
I
you.
just think, you know, it's so amazing to see you grow as this artist. You also directed the post-credit scene, is what I heard. What was that like?
Oh my God, that was the most fun. Also,
Yeah.
so many people are like, actors, like, what do? You just stand around all day and you say your lines. And then to watch everybody be like, oh my God, I don't know how you do this. But it was so fun. Everyone who's in that has been on Outlander since day one. And
Mm,
that was like such a special thing. They are
yeah.
part of the fabric of our show. They are the reason that like it is what it is. They have imbue it with their heart and soul every day. And my new theory, having watched it, because I actually kind of forgot about it, but my new theory, having watched it, is that Diana is Claire, her husband Doug is Jamie, and she is living in plain sight as a time traveler because she doesn't age.
I have noticed that. I
She
was like,
does
is
not
she
age. She has
Indian?
not changed.
She,
So Diana Gabaldon, I am sure, has lived all of Claire's life. And somehow she figured out
amazing.
how to get Doug from the, 18th
She
century.
figured it out. I
She
love it. You
figured it
can't
out.
do this
So I
stuff.
am now going to direct all and every question to Diana.
I love it. I love it. If you could go back and direct one episode of Outlander with this new skill set you
Oh,
have, which one would it be? The wedding, obviously. I'm kidding.
no. Oh God, well, I would want to direct one that I'm not in. So maybe, oh God, it would probably, I'd want to direct uh a Jamie scene, a Jamie episode from season
Okay.
3
Oh,
when he's in the cave. I don't know. I would try and like
that beard. Hey.
I'd maybe fix the beard.
Yeah, just shave that. Okay, like I said, this show will make you love how when you are 80 years old, I think this show is going to be in your core memories because it's in the time of our lives where it's going to be hard to forget. What is the one memory that you're like you could see yourself really remembering that makes you happy, that kind of makes you love?
Oh God. I mean, it would just be something where we're all hanging out. Like we've had a few times where, be it a birthday party or something where it's just the gang of us all together and how much
Yeah.
laughter we have. There's been a few nights at Richard's house. His wife is the ultimate hostess with the mostess. Um, and we have so much fun. We have so much love for each other, and it's not just the cast, it's our crew. And yeah, I just would be so, I'll just think of the people. you know,
People.
my
I
my
love that.
writer dies.
I love it. Okay, well, tomorrow you get to watch the finale with a group of us, and I think that's going to be amazing.
Ah,
What scene
I
are you
have,
leaving the room for? Just out of curiosity.
I'm not going to leave the room for any of it.
Good. Okay. That was a
No.
test and you passed it.
I'm gonna be bawling again. I've been like weirdly, I didn't think I would get emotional during this time, and I've been like super emotional all day. It's
I
been
have
very odd.
I have too. I'm not kidding. That montage when it like went through your entire life. You're Claire to me. I was like crying.
My
I was
life.
like, there it is. But it's really Diana. Katrina, thank you so much. They're gonna kill
Thank
me
you,
if I go on
Reshma.
anymore. Mwah.
All right.
Bye
Thank you.
guys.